Anyway, we are going to continue with the next one. We can save this and we create just a new one. And in this case, I'm going to create the jump scare. We are going to create a basic jump scare. So I don't remember the budget jump scare, so who cares? So we can create our own jump scare. Now, what I told you in other videos is that you need to think about your jump scare like the main poses of your jump scare. For example, the first thing, if you're going to use the sword, it's like preparing for giving the punch. And so in this case, it's like, whoop, boom. Probably it's going to move a little bit forward or something, okay? So I don't know. Let's start trying to make this thing. Let's add all the parts to the animation. Let's check for the torso. I'd recommend always to move first the torso for your initial position. If you are going to move it, if not, that's okay. So probably here, he's preparing for doing this attack. I press R. I just move this guy a little bit up. Then I just need to adjust the legs. But as you remember, we have this kind of markers. Then it's going to keep a very nice thing. Well, this is the first frame, so it's not very important. Probably this one are a little bit back. This one also back. Oh, that's okay. Then we add a keyframe. Now this is the pose that it's preparing for jump scare. So probably I'm going to drag this. I'm going to leave it like 60 frames now. But I'm going to move this probably here to 9. And in the first frame, I'm going to add another frame again, add keyframe here. And then I'm going to reset this because this is the original position and it's preparing for attack. Okay, more or less. Okay, so probably now he's like checking this thing. We press R. Guys, don't forget to like this video if you are learning something and to share it with friends. Well, anyway. So I move the head a little bit. I move it over here. I am in the second frame. I put the sword here because he's preparing for attacking with sword. So we select this. We just try to face this thing. Okay, so check. Boom. We stay there like for some seconds. So we just copy this, copy selected, and then you just paste this the same frames here to just stop the action for a moment. Boom. And now we need to think about the next position before we attack. So probably we are going to move again the torso. So that's why it's important, this thing. Check the torso, we press R, we move it, and then we adjust just the legs. Okay, so before anything, we just adjust our legs, our chicken legs, or turkey legs, or whatever. So here, and then here, and with the legs, we know if we are here just above the floor. We press R a little bit up and a little bit here. Not floating. We are not floating now. We're not floating. It's quite acceptable. Okay. So now we start like moving the other parts. For example, this arm, this leg, or this arm here. Press R. Then we go here, we open this thing, and then we just make sure that it's looking good. Don't worry about the speed right now. So, and try to make this animation with your hands too, just to, in real life, to have an idea, a better idea. If you hold a sword, what would you do? Well, in my case, I don't know why, but if I have the other hand like that, probably this hand would be up or would be down, depending on this, how strong you want to do this thing. Maybe I open. I am doing the movement right now. It looks like very stupid, but well. Anyway, so here we have this one, the arm, probably the arm, a little bit here. The head, it has to go here, and he is going to go with, this is an evil pirate. Oh, then we just select the head. We try to move a little bit here. Okay, so let's check what we have. First we zoom. Okay, zoom. Now I'm going to add a little movement to the sword because it's like taking the sword, so it's like a little bit heavy. So it's going forward. Boom. Okay, that looks pretty cool. And now it's going to attack. So here we are going to go just to the last part. This is the ending of the animation here. So we are going to select torso. We are going to adjust the torso probably here. Remember, the torso has to be always in the center, okay, because it's like the center part of your model. Then we just adjust the legs, also this leg, and then we just move it over there. Now just make sure if you need to adjust probably the torso a little bit more. So we select torso, press R, probably there. As I told you, it's not going to be like super perfect, but might work. Okay, but so legs are there. Now the next. And if you have a role play, it's nice that you can tell me, okay, which game do you have? Okay, so because I know a lot of people make these kind of games and they make some pretty cool things. Okay, so we have this one. Probably, I don't know, the arm. Sometimes happens that when you try to make something with the arms or these things, you just have lost your track with your idea. Well, one good idea here is to reset this part. Okay, so for example, I go here, I select the right arm and I select reset selected, and this is the original position. So in that case, probably it's better for me to animate the final or the last position. So I place it here, and probably I'm going to check it. The sword, I'm going to move the sword. I'm going to adjust the sword and probably rotate the sword a little bit. And probably the arm, the right arm, it's going to be here, like this. And obviously the head, well, you need to move the head. So we just move the head to the front part. Probably this guy. Boom. We open a little bit the arm. Okay, so we prepare. Boom, boom. Okay, so probably we need to move more this arm. Now there is a thing when we have this kind of R6 models. Well, sometimes we need to just exaggerate things. For example, here I move it here and I press R, and also I separate the model from this thing because, well, because in that way you give like I don't know, a different look to these things. So here probably the head a little bit close, I mean the beak. And that's it. So I know this is a long tutorial, guys, but you can see the process and you can learn these things. And it's not big deal, but if you practice every day, you will see improvements fast. Okay, so now let me check. Whoa. So if you check here, we have this, we have another moment here. A little moment that is like static. So we're going to copy and we're going to paste it just some frames forward. We paste the keyframes here, but we are going to add a little movement here, a little, but just a little to the arm, like this, a little bit to the sword, a little bit to the head. So it is almost the identical frame, but just with a little movement here, and that's it. And now check. Okay. Boom. Okay. Okay, this is going to be here. We're going to add it here. We are going to copy these ones again, and after this one, I'm going to paste them. Paste keyframes. Now, yes, it's just giving an illusion about something, okay? About movement. Okay, now we can adjust the speed of this thing. Now, okay, you just take it here. We can probably use here, select the previous frame before the last one. Okay, and then we're going to select out in easy direction, and then you can check some of these animations, okay? So bounce, it's okay for robots, but cubic, it's okay for natural things, and then without, check. Okay, probably a little bit less, just to enjoy more the killing moment. Okay, probably you can add something in between here in the middle. Probably the position, adjust the position of the sword. So probably here, probably the sword is going back, because remember we are going fast. So let me check the sword. I'm going to rotate it a little bit back. And probably the arm, this arm, because it's going here. I'm going to move it a little bit here, a little bit down, and then let's check. I guess it's subtle, but might work. Okay, the head probably facing front, facing down. Okay, now we are going to adjust everything. I guess that's okay. So now for the first part, boom. Here we need to make it a little bit here, this pausing moment, probably less, and this faster. Boom. You don't want to wait a lot, just some frame. Okay. So we go here, then we stop for a second. And here we are going to change this. Yes, it's stopping, but not a lot. It's like preparing. So probably sword, a little bit movement in the arms and in the head. Okay. So it's not like static. Okay. Now it's going here. This one, we're going to move it over here. We're going to select all of these ones and we're going to move them here. That's okay. And then we have this Captain Budget, Davy Jones version, and jump scare done. Now we want him to return to his original position. We just can copy this. It's not a loop, I mean, but it's always nice to return to the original position. So probably slowly, probably faster. So here I'm just going to select here again the easy style, cubic, and then out. So it's going to stop in the end. Okay, I'm going to stop here a little bit. Here, copy, just to give some momentum here in this animation. Paste keyframes. Boom. Yes. And that's it. So that's the way you animate R6 in Roblox Studio using just the animation editor, guys. So we were using just this. Okay, so I give you some important tips to make a needle animation, a walk cycle, okay, and also a jump scare for an R6 model like in Piggy. Okay, so this was a tutorial about how to animate in Piggy, how to animate in Roblox Studio, okay, your Piggy characters. Also, I show you some tips about how to fix your models, okay? So if you like and enjoy this video, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. So in this case, it's not necessary to loop the animation, okay, guys? You can make that with code. So in this case, you just set the priority and you set the priority to action, and then you just export your guy. Export, and then you just write the name budget, I guess Jumpscare, and then you just write description. Pretty good, okay? So, and that's the way you have your animation. Now you just can rename your model budget, okay, budget Jones, Davy Jones or budget Jones, that's the official name, okay? So, and that's it, guys. So that's the way you make this thing, okay? That was, I guess, I hope that you found this tutorial useful. Also, you can test your character. Remember, you can test it here in the starter player. Check my other videos to show you that, okay? Because this has been a very long video, okay? So my name is Sasa, and I will see you next time in the next video, okay? And don't forget to like, okay, and subscribe to the channel if you want to learn how to animate like minitoon or Jumpscares or other Piggy makers, okay? Or if you want to have your own roleplay in Piggy or your Piggy roleplay, just watch and enjoy this channel.